That voice in your head telling you you're not ready, not worthy, not good enough. That's not the enemy. That's not negativity. That's not self-doubt. That voice is actually right. You're not ready. You're being readied. You're not worthy. You're becoming worthy. You're not good enough. You're being made enough. And the sooner you stop fighting that voice, stop trying to silence it with positive affirmations and self-help mantras, the sooner you'll realize that your inadequacy isn't your enemy. It's your invitation to transformation. The phone rang at 3 a.m. In that moment between sleep and consciousness, my heart knew. Sometimes the universe doesn't whisper. It shakes you awake. Have you ever felt that? That sudden jolt when everything you thought you knew crumbles, and in its place, something profound begins to take shape. That call changed everything. Not because of what was said, but because of what happened next. You see, we often miss the signs. We're too busy looking for grand gestures, dramatic moments, burning bushes in the desert. But that's not how the divine works. The signs are subtle, woven into the fabric of our daily lives, speaking to us in a language we've forgotten how to hear. Right now, in this very moment, some of you are going through what feels like chaos. Your life seems to be falling apart at the seams. You've lost jobs, relationships have crumbled, dreams have shattered, and you're wondering, why me? Why this? Why now? But what if, and this is the beautiful mystery of it all, what if this chaos isn't a punishment? What if it's preparation? You see, when a blessing is coming, when something magnificent is being prepared for you, the first sign is often what appears to be destruction. Just like a contractor must first tear down old walls before building something new and stronger, the divine architect sometimes needs to clear away what no longer serves you. Think about the last time your life fell apart. Really think about it. Where are you now compared to then? What grew from those ashes? Who did you become in that fire? The first sign that a blessing is being prepared for you is disruption. It's when everything familiar starts to feel uncomfortable. That job you've had for years suddenly feels suffocating. That relationship you've been in starts to feel like a tight shoe. That city you called home begins to feel foreign. It's as if your soul is being gently pushed out of its comfort zone, like a mother bird nudging her chicks toward flight. But here's what most people get wrong. They fight it. They cling to the familiar, to the comfortable, to what they know. They mistake this divine disruption for punishment, this clearing for chaos. They don't realize that sometimes the greatest act of faith is to let. The second sign comes in the form of inexplicable peace in the midst of this storm. It's counterintuitive, isn't it? Everything is falling apart, and yet somewhere deep inside, there's a calmness you can't explain. You should be panicking, but instead, you find yourself saying, "This too shall pass I." And meaning, have you experienced this? That moment when logic tells you to be afraid, but your heart knows better. When your bank account says worry, but your soul says trust. When the world is telling you to break down, but something inside you is breaking open. And this peace isn't denial. It's not positive thinking or wishful dreaming. It's your spirit recognizing what your mind hasn't caught up to yet. That something beautiful is being orchestrated behind the scenes of your life. The third sign manifests as a series of small synchronicities. Those moments that some call coincidences but feel too perfect to be random. You think of someone and they call. You need something and it appears. You have a question and the answer finds you in the most unexpected places. These synchronicities are like divine breadcrumbs, leading you towards something bigger than you can currently imagine. They're reassurance that despite how things appear, you're not alone. You're being guided, supported, prepared. But here's where it gets interesting. The fourth sign is often a period of isolation. Not the lonely kind of isolation, but a sacred solitude. You find yourself pulled away from the noise of the world. Friends might not understand you anymore. Social events that once energized you now drain you. You crave silence, reflection, deeper meaning. This isolation isn't punishment. It's preparation. Just as a caterpillar must enter the cocoon alone before emerging as a butterfly, you too must undergo this period of sacred solitude. It's in this space that you begin to hear your own truth, your own wisdom, your own direct connection to the divine. During this time, you might feel like you're losing friends, like people don't get you anymore. That's okay. Not everyone is meant to accompany you on every part of your journey. Some people are chapters, not the whole book. The fifth sign appears as increased intuition, a knowing that goes beyond logic. You start to trust your gut more than your mind. Decisions that once required pros and cons lists now come from a place of inner knowing. You find yourself saying things like, I can't explain it. I just know. This heightened intuition isn't random. It's your spiritual muscles strengthening, preparing you for what's to come. Because the blessing being prepared for you might require you to take leaps that logic can't justify. It might ask you to trust in ways that reason can't comprehend. Have you noticed yourself becoming more sensitive lately? More aware of energy, of truth, of authenticity? Have you found yourself unable to tolerate what you once accepted? The small lies, the fake smiles, the surface-level conversations. That's because the sixth sign of an approaching blessing is an inability to settle for less than truth. The divine is raising your standards, preparing you for something better than what you've known. It's like your spiritual taste buds are being refined, making it impossible to swallow what once satisfied you. This might make you feel like you're becoming too picky, too demanding, too different. But consider this. Maybe you're not becoming too much. Maybe you're finally becoming enough. Maybe you're finally aligning with what you deserve. And then comes the seventh sign, a deep, unshakable gratitude for everything, including the challenges. You find yourself thankful, not just for the good things, but for the struggles, the setbacks, the delays. Because you begin to see how every closed door led you to a better path. How every node protected you from what wasn't meant for you. This gratitude isn't forced positivity. It's not about denying pain or pretending everything is perfect. It's a profound understanding that everything, even the difficult parts, especially the difficult parts, is conspiring in your favor. Think about your life right now. How many of these signs do you recognize? The disruption that's clearing space for something new. The inexplicable peace in the midst of chaos. The synchronicities guiding your way. The sacred solitude preparing you for what's to come. The heightened intuition leading you forward. The inability to settle for less than truth. The deep gratitude for all of it. But here's what you need to understand. These signs aren't about passive waiting. They're not about sitting back and expecting everything to be handed to you. They're invitations to co-create with the divine. They're calls to action, to alignment, to stepping into who you're meant to become. Because here's the truth. The blessing being prepared for you isn't just about receiving something. It's about becoming someone stronger, wiser, more authentic, someone who can not only receive the blessing, but sustain it, grow it, share. Take a moment to reflect on your current struggles. Those moments that keep you up at night, the situations that make your stomach churn, the challenges that seem to have no solution. Now, what if I told you that these very struggles are not obstacles, but opportunities? Not roadblocks, but redirections. You see, when divine blessings are being prepared, they often arrive disguised as problems. Just like a seed must crack open before it can grow. Sometimes our lives must break open before they can expand. The question isn't whether you're going through difficulties. The question is how you're going through them. Let's dive deeper into these 7 signs, because understanding them isn't just about recognition. It's about response. It's about knowing how to cooperate with the divine plan unfolding in your life. Remember that first sign we talked about, disruption? It shows up differently for everyone. For some, it's a sudden job loss that forces them to finally start that business they've been dreaming about. For others, it's a relationship ending that creates space for genuine love to enter. And for others still, it's a health crisis that becomes the wake-up call to finally start living authentically. The divine doesn't waste pain. Every disruption has a direction. Every demolition has a design. When you're going through these moments of upheaval, ask yourself, what is being cleared away? What space is being created? What old patterns are being broken? One person in this room right now is going through exactly this. You've been feeling like everything you touch falls apart. Your plans keep unraveling. Your expectations keep getting shattered. And you've been seeing it as failure, as punishment, as proof that you're doing. But what if you're doing everything right? What if this dismantling is exactly what needs to happen for your next level to emerge? That second sign, peace in chaos. It's like having an inner anchor, while the storms rage around you. This peace doesn't mean you don't feel fear. It doesn't mean you don't have moments of doubt. It means that beneath those surface emotions, there's a deeper knowing that all is well. Think of it like being in an airplane during turbulence. The plane shakes, your stomach drops, but somewhere in your mind, you know this is just part of the journey. This peace is your spirit's recognition of divine order and apparent chaos. But here's what trips many people up. They keep waiting for the peace to come from outside circumstances. They think, I'll feel peace when everything's fixed, when everything's perfect. But that's not how it works. This peace is internal. Not the absence of conflict, it's the presence of faith. The synchronicities, our third sign, they're like divine winks letting you know you're on the right track. But too often, we dismiss them as coincidence. We rationalize them away. We deny the magic because it doesn't fit into our logical understanding of how the world works. Start paying attention to these moments. When you think of someone and they reach out. When you need something and it appears mysteriously. When you read exactly the right words at exactly the right... These aren't random events. They're sacred choreography. The isolation period. Our fourth sign. This is where many people get stuck. They interpret the divine call to solitude as social rejection. They fight against it, trying to maintain old connections, old patterns, old ways. But this isolation is like spiritual cocooning. It's where transformation happens. During this time, you might find yourself drawn to silence. The social media noise might become overwhelming. Small talk might feel unbearable. You might crave deeper conversations, meaningful connections, authentic relationships. This isn't you being antisocial. It's you being called to a higher frequency of connection. Your heightened intuition. The fifth sign, it's like your spiritual GPS being activated. You might find yourself knowing things without knowing how you know them, making decisions that don't make sense on paper, but feel absolutely right in your... Having dreams that turn out to be messages, getting feelings about people or situations that prove to be accurate. This intuition isn't random. It's your divine guidance system coming online. It's preparing you to navigate by faith rather than sight, because the blessing being prepared for you might require you to walk paths that haven't been walked before, to make choices that others might not understand, to trust in ways that logic can't comprehend. The sixth sign, that inability to settle for less than truth. It's like your spiritual taste buds being refined. Suddenly, the fake compliments taste bitter. The superficial relationships feel empty. The compromises you used to make so easily now feel impossible. This raising of standards isn't about becoming judgmental or critical. It's about becoming aligned with your true worth. It's about recognizing that you were created for authenticity, for truth, for genuine connection. And that seventh sign, gratitude for everything, it's perhaps the most powerful transformation of all. Because when you can look at your challenges and say thank you, when you can see your struggles as stepping stones, when you can recognize delay as preparation, that's when you're truly ready for the blessing being prepared for you. This gratitude isn't about pretending everything is perfect. It's not about denying pain or suppressing emotion. It's about understanding that everything, even the difficult parts, especially the difficult parts, is contributing to your growth, your preparation, your becoming. But here's what you need to understand about all these signs. They're not just about waiting for something to happen to you. They're about becoming someone who can handle what's coming for you. They're about developing the character, the wisdom, the strength to not just receive your blessing, but to sustain it, to grow it, to share it. Because the truth is, you're not just being prepared for a blessing, you're being prepared to become a blessing. The divine isn't just working for you, it's working through you. Every challenge you overcome becomes wisdom you can share. Every lesson you learn becomes light you can shine. Every strength you develop becomes support you can offer. What you're going through right now isn't random chaos. It's sacred preparation. Every tear you've cried has been collected. Every sleepless night has been noticed. Every silent prayer has been heard. But understanding these signs is only the beginning. The real power lies in how you respond to that. When that divine disruption comes, and it will come, how do you meet it? Do you resist it, fight it, try to maintain control, or do you surrender to the unfolding? Do you trust that the divine architect sees a bigger picture than you can currently comprehend? There's someone in this room right now who's been fighting so hard to keep everything together. You've been using all your strengths to maintain the status quo, to keep things from falling apart, and you're exhausted. Your soul is tired because you're fighting against the very force that's trying to help you evolve. Stop fighting. Stop resisting. Stop trying to control every outcome. The divine doesn't need your strength. It needs your surrender. It doesn't need your plans. It needs your trust. It doesn't need your perfect performance. It needs your willing heart. That peace we talked about is available right now in this moment. Not when everything's fixed. Not when all problems are solved. Not when life finally matches your expectations. Right now, in the midst of your mess, in the heart of your uncertainty, in the center of your but you have to choose it. You have to reach for it. You have to claim it. Peace isn't the absence of conflict. It's the presence of trust. It's not about having all the answers. It's about knowing who holds the answers. It's not about seeing the whole path. It's about trusting the guide. Those synchronicities. They're speaking to you every day. But are you listening? Are you paying attention? Or are you so busy trying to make things happen that you're missing the divine orchestration already in motion? Start keeping a synchronicity journal. Write down those coincidences that feel too perfect to be random. Notice the patterns. Pay attention to the repeated numbers, the recurring themes, the persistent nudges. The divine speaks in patterns. And when you start paying attention, you'll realize you're being guided more than you know. That's sacred solitude. It's not punishment, it's preparation. It's not rejection, it's reservation. The divine is reserving you for something special, setting you apart for a specific purpose. But you have to be willing to sit in that silence, to embrace that solitude, to allow that transformation to take place. During this time of isolation, don't try to fill every moment with noise. Don't try to distract yourself from the discomfort. Sit with it, learn from it, let it teach you, let it transform you. Because in that silence, in that solitude, you'll find clarity you couldn't find in the noise. Your intuition is getting stronger for a reason. Those gut feelings, those inner knowings, those spiritual nudges, they're your divine guidance system being activated. But here's the key. You have to trust it. You have to act on it. You have to be willing to look foolish to others in order to be faithful to your inner knowing. Start small. Trust your intuition in little things. When you get a feeling to call someone, call them. When you feel drawn to a certain place, go there. When you get an urge to help someone, help. As you prove faithful with these small promptings, you'll be trusted with bigger ones. That inability to settle for less than truth, honor it. When something feels off, pay attention. When a situation doesn't sit right with your spirit, listen to that discomfort. When relationships feel misaligned, be willing to create boundaries. Your standards aren't too high. They're finally high enough. But remember, having high standards isn't about judging others. It's about honoring your own truth. It's about respecting your own worth. It's about aligning with your own divine design. You can maintain high standards while still extending grace to others who are on their own journey. And that gratitude, it's not just an attitude, it's a power. When you can thank the divine for both the gifts and the challenges, both the open doors and the closed ones, both the yeses and the nos, that's when you're truly aligned with the frequency of blessing. Start practicing radical gratitude. Thank the divine for the unanswered prayers that protected you. Thank it for the relationships that ended and created space for better ones. Thank it for the jobs you didn't get that forced you to keep looking for your true calling. But here's what you need to understand about this preparation process. It's not just about you. Your breakthrough isn't just for you. Your blessing isn't just for you. Your transformation isn't just for you. You're being prepared, not just to receive, but to give. Not just to be blessed, but to be a blessing. Every trial you overcome becomes a testimony that can encourage others. Every lesson you learn becomes wisdom you can share. Every strength you develop becomes support you can offer. Every blessing you receive becomes abundance you can distribute. You're not just going through this preparation. You're growing through it. You're not just surviving these challenges. You're being shaped by them. You're not just enduring these trials. You're being equipped through them. The divine isn't just working on your situation. It's working on your character. It's not just arranging your circumstances. It's developing your capacity. It's not just preparing a blessing for you, it's preparing you for the blessing. Because here's the truth. The blessing isn't just something you get. It's someone you become. It's not just about receiving something new, it's about becoming someone new. It's not just about having more, it's about being more. You are in preparation for something bigger than you can currently imagine, something better than you can presently envision, something more beautiful than you can possibly dream. But you have to trust the process. You have to embrace the preparation. You have to surrender to the transformation. There's a sacred rhythm to this preparation process, a divine timing that we often try to rush. We want the blessing without the breaking, the crown without the cross, the victory without the battle. But that's not how transformation works. That's not how preparation happens. That's not how blessings unfold. Think about a diamond. Before it becomes beautiful, it must endure intense pressure. Before it can shine, it must be cut. Before it can be worn proudly, it must be shaped carefully. The very pressure you're feeling right now, the very cutting you're experiencing, the very shaping that seems so painful, it's all part of your preparation. You're not being punished, you're being polished. You're not being hurt, you're being refined. You're not being broken, you're being transformed. But this process requires your cooperation. It needs your willing participation. It demands your conscious engagement. When that divine disruption shakes your world, don't just endure it, examine it. What old patterns is it breaking? What comfortable lies is it exposing? What false foundations is it removing? Because disruption isn't just about destroying the old, it's about making space for the new, what's trying to come together. Every time a door closes, ask yourself, what new door am I being prepared for? Every time a relationship ends, ask yourself, what new connection is this making space for? That peace we discussed. It's not just a feeling, it's a frequency. It's not just an emotion, it's an energy. It's not just a state of mind, it's a state of being. And you can access it anytime, anywhere, in any circumstance. But you have to choose it. You have to claim it. You have to cultivate it. Start practicing peace in small moments. When traffic is bad, choose peace. When people disappoint you, choose peace. When plans fall through, choose peace. Because peace isn't something that happens to you. It's something that happens. Those divine synchronicities, they're not just random coincidences. They're sacred coordinates. They're showing you where to go, what to do, who to connect with. But you have to be awake to recognize them. You have to be aware to receive them. You have to be aligned to follow them. Start seeing your life as a sacred story, being written by divine hands. Every encounter has meaning. Every experience has purpose. Every moment contains a message. When you live with this awareness, even ordinary moments become extraordinary encounters. That period of isolation, it's not just about being alone, it's about being aligned. It's not just about separation, it's about preparation. It's not just about solitude, it's about sanctification. During this time, you're not just being set apart, you're being set up for something significant. Use this time of isolation wisely. Don't just wait for it to pass. Let it transform you. Don't just endure it. Explore it. Don't just survive it. Thrive in it. Because in this sacred solitude, you're not just finding yourself, you're finding your heightened intuition. It's not just about knowing things, it's about growing things. It's not just about receiving information, it's about developing wisdom. It's not just about getting answers, it's about becoming more aware of the divine presence in your daily life. Start trusting those inner nudges. When your spirit feels unsettled about a situation, pay attention. When your heart pulls you in a certain direction, follow it. When your soul resonates with a truth, embrace it. Your intuition isn't just a feeling. It's your divine guidance system activating. That inability to settle for less than truth. It's not just about maintaining standards. It's about manifesting your true self. It's not just about avoiding what's false. It's about aligning with what's authentic. It's not just about saying no to what's wrong. It's about saying yes to what's right. Stop apologizing for your standards. Stop feeling guilty about your boundaries. Stop questioning your need for authenticity. The divine is raising your standards because it's elevating your life. It's heightening your awareness because it's expanding your influence. And that gratitude's not just an attitude, it's an altitude. It lifts you above your circumstances. It raises you beyond your challenges. It elevates you over your obstacles. When you can be grateful in all things, you can grow through all things. Start practicing prophetic gratitude. Thanking the divine not just for what is, but for what will be. Not just for what you see, but for what you believe. Not just for what you have, but for what's being prepared. Because there's what most people miss about divine preparation. It's not just about getting you ready for something, it's about getting something ready for you. While you're waiting, the divine is working. While you're wondering, it's arranging. While you're worrying, it's preparing. Every delay has a purpose. Every detour has a destination. Every difficulty has a divine design behind it. You're not just going through these experiences, you're growing through them. You're not just enduring these challenges, you're being equipped. The divine isn't just interested in changing your circumstances, it's interested in changing your character. It's not just about making your life better, it's about making you better. It's not just about improving your situation, it's about transforming, because the blessing being prepared for you isn't just something you'll have, it's someone you'll be. It's not just about receiving something new, it's about becoming someone new. It's not just about getting what you want. It's about growing into who you're meant to. This preparation process isn't just about making you successful. It's about making you substantial. It's not just about making you prosperous. It's about making you powerful. It's not just about making you blessed. It's about making you a blessing.